Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So today we had another dip or a continued dip. So Bitcoin is a little bit lower than this morning overall. We're about 15, 16, 17%. So what does that mean? Well, that means there are huge buying opportunities. Okay, it's a great time to be buying Bitcoin. Great time to load up on your favorite alts as well. So today, that's what I'm going to go over and talk about everything that's going on with Bitcoin and with crypto. All right, let's do this. Welcome, 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 guys. Hopefully, you guys are staying strong. I know today has not been enjoyable. I know sometimes we have these days, right? We've been gifted with so many months of up and up and up and up, and finally we're getting a little retracement. Actually, I should say prolonged retracement, and it kind of feels bad. But when in doubt, zoom out, realize that we were just here 2 weeks ago. We will get past this, and there will be more dips along the way. But here's the thing. We always recover, we move past, and we form a new high. So you got to take these and treat them as a gift, okay? These dips. That's really how you have to think about it. I know most retail investors are not going to feel that way or behave that way. They see a dip and they get fearful, and then they sell. And they sell some more. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be buying when others are fearful. That's how to win at a game in crypto, right? So that's why I'm going to go over a lot of crypto projects. I'll just go over 1 through 100. Haven't done that in a while. Kind of go over some of the most oversold and great opportunities that are out there. So what's driving the dip? There's two things that may be driving a dip. I know for a fact one of them contributed greatly today. Okay, it's no surprise. I've been talking about this for a long time. Grayscale, and more Grayscale. So it's getting kind of ridiculous now because Grayscale yesterday sold about $642 million to the Bitcoin. Today, they sold, a massive $444 million. Okay, which is equivalent of 2% of what it holds, basically. Yesterday, sold about 2%. Today, they sold about 2%. They're selling Bitcoin like there's a fire sale going on, like they're desperate to get rid of it. You know, and I've been saying there's something going on, there's something fishy going on, and they knew this was going to happen because they set their fees really, really high. They knew this was going to happen. Now, some of it you could argue, well, it's just from investors that's been holding on for a long time and they want to cash out. But if you look at all the other ETFs, none of them have any outflows. They all have inflows. Grayscale is the only one that has been dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping some more. You could see the very first month, look at how much dumping there was. February slowed down a little bit, it's still significant. And then in March, it increased back up. And there's more dumping in March now than back in January. Okay, so there's something highly suspicious about it. So I was doing a little research, looking at what has come out before that may relate to this. Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, Genesis was approved to sell $1.6 billion worth of shares. This was last month. Okay. Why? Because they got in trouble. They offered a whole bunch of crypto out there along with BlockFi and Celsius and everyone else, right? They're one of them. They loan to a lot of institutions. They're the ones behind Gemini Earn. They got in trouble. they got in trouble. So they have to sell $1.6 billion worth of shares, which, equates to a whole bunch of Bitcoin. So there's that. But there's also something else that is even more troubling. That's not over. The parent company of Grayscale and Genesis is DCG. They're also in trouble. Okay, so the New York Attorney General is seeking a $3 billion fine. So this is still pending, but maybe DCG, who also holds a whole bunch of Grayscale shares, they're selling because they know this is coming. So if you add the two together, that's like close to $5 billion right there. Right? So that may be the reason why there's so much selling this month, because they're trying to prepare for all this, or they're forced to do this. I don't know. And it was very weird that this morning, when asked about those pesky fees, why Grayscale fees are at 1.5%, well, he's like, don't worry, we're going to drop the fees after our outflows hit 12 billion. Why 12 billion? Where did that come from, right? We're about at 12 billion already. So does that mean the selling is going to be over soon, right? Maybe half of the 12 billion, 6 billion is just to repay the fines for DCG and Genesis. And then the other 6 billion is maybe from early investors. I don't know how that breaks down, but that's very weird that there's this like specific number. Like they know this is going to happen for sure. And it's kind of funny because I went to his Twitter page and he's talking in third person. This is him, Sonneson, okay? And he is the CEO of Grayscale, and he tweets out, Grayscale CEO says fees on Bitcoin ETF will drop over time, as if, it's not him, as if it's someone else. So he's talking in third person. And if you look at the comments, it's really, it's really bad, right? Like by the time they drop their fees, they have no more Bitcoin. And you know who's going to have it all? BlackRock. BlackRock's going to own everything. That's what's going to happen. It's just like massive outflows from one entity and going into the others, but majority going into BlackRock. So again, that's what's happening right now. I think that's exactly what's happening. The smart money, the big money, what they're doing and what we should all be doing is ignoring the FUD and DCing. Okay, that's what Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, what they're doing. They have amassed 214,000 Bitcoin, which is about 1% of everything in existence. And he's not going to stop. He's going to keep on going. But still, that trails BlackRock now. I mean, look at BlackRock. Look at how fast BlackRock is accumulating. Like, it took Michael Saylor 4 years to accumulate that much. Look at how fast BlackRock's ETF is growing, right? It's just a moonshot upwards right now. So, unfortunately, that's what's happening. Grayscale, everything they're dumping is going into BlackRock's funds. And that is absolutely horrible. That's not what we want to see. And again, to put things into perspective, yes, of course, there has been more inflows than outflows, but look at that massive red bar. That's how much Grayscale sold. I mean, it's just astronomical. At this point, there's no hiding the fact. When ETFs first came out, I'm like, okay, Grayscale, maybe they need to sell some. Investors need to sell some. That's it. At this point in time, there's no excuse of why there's so much being sold. There's something suspicious going on. And I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of investigation, because that's just too much selling, too much outflows coming out of Grayscale. Anyways, regardless, here's the thing. Michael Saylor is purchasing. You know who else is purchasing? Whales that have over 1,000 Bitcoin. And I showed this yesterday too, even over 100 Bitcoin. Over 100 Bitcoin, over 1,000 Bitcoin, over 10,000 Bitcoin. Those entities, guess what, are loading up right now. While retail is panicking, The large whales and institutions, they are not. They are not panicking at all, okay? Because they know that things will get better, even though we may have a little dip. And you look at the previous cycles, we did have these kind of dips before the halving event. Although, here's the thing, the COVID crash, I don't think that really counts because that was due to COVID. And we never, ever, ever had that before. So, I would discount that 60%, okay? And the one that we're going through right now, which a lot of people are saying, well, it's just natural. It's going to happen before a halving event. Well, I don't think it's natural at all considering Grayscale is dumping this much. If we didn't have Grayscale dumping $12 billion worth of Bitcoin on the market within 2 months, we wouldn't see any dip. We would be at 100,000 already, right? So I don't know. So a lot of people are still saying, well, this is just normal. This is like a pre-halving dip. I'm still not sold on it. I'm still not sold on it because quite simply, Grayscale is dumping so much. If Grayscale wasn't selling anything at all and we're still dipping, then I'm like, okay, then maybe it is. But Grayscale's selling like $500 million of the Bitcoin every single day. So there's something to that. But anyways, what comes next is going to be glorious. Like I said, don't fall for the FUD. Don't get feared out of the market. We will have dips. We'll have many dips. The higher we go, the more drastic the dips will become. But when in doubt, zoom out and you realize that this is perfectly normal and we will form a new high and another high and another high and another high shortly. And who knows where this cycle will end at. 200, 250,000, 300, $500,000 by the end of the cycle. Quite possibly. All right. So that is what's going on with Bitcoin. But I did say there are huge buying opportunities right now. Okay. Huge buying opportunities. So let's go down the list real quick. So right now, obviously, I don't have to say Bitcoin. Bitcoin is definitely a buying opportunity right now. I mean, everyone wants to FOMO in that top. When we're at 73,000, got nonstop people in the chat saying, is it too late to buy Bitcoin? People want to FOMO, right? Well, if you love Bitcoin at 73,000 and we're 16% lower from that point, Bitcoin is at a discount. You should love Bitcoin 16% even more because it's that much cheaper, right? So Bitcoin, definitely a great opportunity. I mean, Bitcoin is just, it's the staple. I don't need to say any more about Bitcoin. It's the staple. It's a good buying opportunity. Okay. Now, I'm going to be a little controversial here, okay? A lot of people are not going to like this, but, you would figure something like Ethereum would be a good buying opportunity, but And that is right. But in my opinion, I think Solana is going to outperform Ethereum. So I'm going to go with Solana. Solana has fallen back. It was at like 200 just a few days ago. Fallen back quite a bit to 170s, but still up 14% for the week. Everything else you see is down in the red. Very, very red. Solana, that shows how strong Solana is. So I think Solana is definitely a great buy, especially since it's nowhere close to its previous high. It's still 34% away. So I like Solana a lot. BNB also has been trending up. You know what? It's hard to ignore BNB, but still, I don't know. There are just others that I like better. Okay. I know I skipped Ethereum, but Ethereum, if you have a lot of Ethereum, you want a DCA, of course. When it's down 21% for the last 7 days, it's a pretty good buying opportunity. I'm going to skip over XRP because I'm just going to skip over XRP. Cardano fans, I mean, it's been rough. Down 22% over the last 7 days. In the last 90 days, it's only been up 2%. Okay, that's rough. It's still 81% from its previous high. It's really rough. But I know Cardano fans are loyal, and they will never, ever, ever sell their ADA. So good buying opportunity if you're an ADA lover. But, you know, something like Avalanche, in my opinion, is a better buy. Okay, they're down 11% today, but they're climbing the ranks. And they're doing a lot of things with games, with memes, with institutions. I like Avalanche. I think they're going to do very, very well. So I think Avalanche is a good buy. And 65% off from its previous high, which means there's still plenty of room to grow. I'm going to skip over Doge and SHIB. Okay, even though this cycle, I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to get back to their previous high and break through. There are so many memes. If you guys have not been paying attention, there are so many memes right now that I think will absolutely explode and give greater gains than these two. So I'm going to skip over them. I'm neutral on Ton, neutral on Polkadot. I stay far, far away from Tron. I think Chainlink is a good pickup, even though they're very slow moving at times, but I think they're very, very vital in the space. So good. Polygon also good, although they are stagnant, but they've picked up a little steam recently. But yeah, I think they're going to be still a powerhouse this cycle. And then skipping forward a little bit, Near Protocol been picking up a lot of steam recently because of supposed shift to AI. I don't know how real that is, but they've picked up in the last 90 days 125%. So they're one to watch. Let's see. Going down the list, Aptos, I think it's good. I mean, they're only 27% away from their previous high. They're making some moves. I would say these three, Arbitrum, Cosmos, and Render. Arbitrum, they just had to unlock, so they may be stagnant for a little bit, but they are the biggest L2, so I don't think they're going to go away. Cosmos, also, I've supported them for a while. They're a layer 0. There's a ton of chains coming out of Cosmos. And if they could figure out the token economics, they will kill it, but they haven't yet. But nevertheless, I think they're going to do well this cycle. Render also caught up in the AI craze, have been doing absolutely fantastic. So I think they're a good pickup as well. Bittensor is also in the AI space. It's kind of amazing to see Render above Bittensor, but the Bittensor is like they're trying to be a decentralized ChatGPT. So I think they're going to be good this cycle. Only 15% away from their previous high because they formed a new high. Stacks also was at their previous high. I think the Stacks is amazing. It allows programmable language on top of Bitcoin, so they're good. Immutable, also very dedicated to games and NFT. I think they're going to have a good cycle. Still down 73%, which means they have good. They have good headroom before they get back to their previous high. Scrolling down here, I think Hedera, Optimism, Injective, these three, okay? Hedera L1, Optimism L2, Injective L1. I think all these are good pickups. I think they have huge potential. They're all working on different things. Okay, so I think they're good. Pepe. I have mixed feelings about Pepe. I don't know. I mean, they are in number 40, so you got to give them props for that. But yeah, okay. I'm just going to say they're probably going to do well this cycle. They still haven't been listed on Coinbase, but once they do, it could be huge. And look at this, 461% in the last 30 days. I remember the days where they were still like hovering 200, 300 million. Now they're up to 2.8 billion. So I think they're going to do good this cycle. But with memes, they're very volatile. Just be careful. But they are one of the largest memes out there. Fantom has been absolutely killing it recently. There was a whole section I was talking about Fantom today, but mostly it's due to their Sonic upgrade, which will make them faster, and that's coming up. They're L2, they're L1, but they're meant to scale Ethereum, so they're doing good. VeChain, L1, still not giving out VeChain, although it's really, really, really boring, and they really need to move into the retail sector, which they really haven't. I like them too. Neutron, Caspa, Mantle, Neutron, although they seem okay. Theta, Thor, I'm neutral on those. Whiff, I'm a big fan of Whiff. I think they're going to do very, very, very well. Very well indeed. They went up 524%. 524% in 30 days. They may be the sheep of this cycle. So it's going to be neck and neck between them and Pepe, but we'll see. Celestia, Say, Arweave, Lido, Fetch, Sui. These are all ones that I liked. Celestia and Say, they're both L1s out of Cosmos. So I think they have potential. Celestia is more of like a data layer. They're almost like a storage play for other L1s. And Say is just the promising fast L1. So they both have promise. And Sui is another one too that's out of Silicon Valley, right? That has great potential. Fetch is in the AI space, and you can see they've done really well, 147% in the last 30 days. I think Fetch is going to continue to kill it. Arweave is decentralized storage, and you can see they've been killing it too. So I think they're going to do well. Now, going down the list, and we'll skip through a couple. Floki, which I haven't really paid attention to, but you know what? They're another meme from back in 2021, and they're gaining strength, plus 400% in the last 30 days. You may recognize a theme here that the biggest gainers the last 30 days have all been memes. So that's why I've said don't ignore memes. Going down the list, I think Beam is a big one. Focus on games, and they've been stagnant for a while. So I think they are very oversold. They will get their turn. So I like Beam. A lot of people like Gala too. I kind of I'm neutral on Gala now, but they're the biggest gaming platform that we have. Jupiter, I'm a big fan of because they're a DEX aggregator on Solana, and Solana is very, very hot. I'm not sold on Multiverse or Conflux. Skipping through, Starknet is the L2, not really big on them. Bonk I'm neutral on because they basically lost all momentum. Like Whiff completely took over on Solana. I don't know why Bonk, unlike the others, isn't up like 400, 500%. There's something about it. I can't figure it out. I don't know. Maybe it'll get its turn, but like it's just not as strong as the other memes right now. Pit Network is good. Second biggest Oracle, also Solana based. I think they have huge potential. Singularity is in the AI space. They're definitely going to trend upwards. Akash, I'm neutral on. Mina, these are all neutral. Flare, neutral. Neutral. Yeah, that rounds out the top 100. A lot of these are fine. I just say neutral because I'm just not very interested in them. That's all. Although 0x Protocol had a great month, 218% for the last 30 days. So good for them. Okay, so I went down the list. There's plenty of great projects, plenty of great memes too. This is a great time to be DCing, to be loading up before we come back. And we will. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's do some Q&A. Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. Someone, I was talking about the $50 super chat, Dojo swap and Baby Dojo on Injective. Gatadius says you'll see passive income. I'm not sure what that means, but thanks for sharing. And then Kim asked about 400K. I bought 400K of Sheeb and I'm down 190K. Do I still have hope? Yes, I think you have hope. You'll get it back. It'll get back, but it may take a while because all the other memes are getting a lot of strength. Murphy the Turkey, thank you. S. Trump is looking super bullish. No, that's just a gimmick. Let's see. Clay Dopin. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be looking at that. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Gotta wear shades. Thanks for everything, George. I'm using Jupiter. Should I swap Solana for Solana meme coins or use USDC in the case of price? Those are two very different things. One thing you're saying, should you switch to a stable coin? And another is, should I just switch to memes? Like, you know, totally different. You have to figure that out. If you want to invest in memes, do so, but be careful. If you want to hold on some cash because you're fearful in the market or you want DCA, there's nothing wrong with that either. Pepe isn't listed because it looks political. I don't know about that. MB, I know you're on Avalanche. Meat token is a community token. Have you had a chance to look? No. I have no idea what Meat token is. Meat. Yeah. It's good liquidity, but it doesn't look so good. But I mean, to be fair, a lot of memes have been going down because of the sell-off. But you know what? Big Red is still holding at 9.5, which is quite impressive considering the sell-off. So Big Red is still looking good. And then what is Kulo? Kulo 18.5, not bad, all things considering. All right. Skid on Soul, don't miss. Next. Okay, you already said that yesterday, didn't you? Maybe investors Grayscale cast out or people who want to switch to BlackRock ETF because of fee. No, because if you're making a boatload of money, like I don't really think you care about the fees. That 1.5% is insignificant compared to how much they've been making. Of course, there are some that are converting, but I don't think that's the main reason. $500 Beam or Blur or 500 Suier say. Are you saying if they will hit 500 or if you should put 500 into them? I mean, they're all good projects. They're all good projects. Hey, George, when I retire, can I become a moderator? Sure. You know, there's two kind of moderators: managing moderator and standard moderator. All right, I made you a standard moderator, Jose, since I know you're in here all the time. Can Kimball catch up to Cock? I don't know. I know they've been doing well. I talked to the team a couple times. I don't know. I don't see a lot of meme-ness out of them versus Cock. I see Cock putting memes everywhere. Can Ordi do 10x from its current level? It'll be a 10 billion. I guess it could happen. I think it could happen. As a small fish, happily bought my fractional 100 Bitcoin, $100 Bitcoin today. Good for you. I mean, hey, every little bit counts. It adds up. Thoughts on Solana being a new casino, that this hype is just because of the memes? Do you think Solana will crash when people start dumping their memes? Of course, if a lot of people start dumping memes, but we're in a bull market. This bull market is going to last a long time. There will be a lot more memes coming out. It's not really goes. I don't see people really dumping memes unless we're in a bear market or a crypto winter. Then they will sell. Then it makes sense. But right now, I just don't see it. There will be more and more and more memes coming out. And they're getting bigger and more accelerated, I guess. Hey, George, I bought Celestia last night during the dip. What are your thoughts? I just covered them. I think they have potential. They have a lot of potential. They work a little differently. They're trying to be a data availability layer for other chains. So almost like a storage chain for other chains, which is kind of interesting. I think they'll do well. David says, I have a large bag of XRP at ADA. Building for years, thinking of selling half of both and buying more exciting AI plays in gaming. It's not bad. Not a bad idea. You know, if you're lightweight in those sectors and you want to make a move, why not? Brock. Do you think Brock has... I have no idea what Brock is. BlackRock? Probably not. Will all these meme geniuses swap their profit with legitimate profits, or is their money good and gone when the buoy dries up? Do we need their money to have the bull run pump like 2021? Possibly, yes. You know, here's the thing. 2021 pump and 2017 pump, both driven by retail investors, right? They made a whole bunch on, say, Bitcoin or ETH, and then they diversified and put their money into everything else. That's why it went up. Right now, that's not happening. Right now, Bitcoin went up so much so fast is due to institutions putting money into the ETFs, right? That's why Bitcoin is going up. It's driven by the institutions. It's not driven by retail right now. Do you think those institutions are going to sell off and buy alts? No, right? So if you think about it, it could be that there's so many people making so much money from memes, and then, you know, that money flows into other projects. That may be the case. That's kind of wild to think about it, right? But if you have meme guys that's making a whole bunch of money on memes, they're just going to put more money into other memes. They're not going to put money into legitimate projects. So that's a wild thought to think about, that memes will lead this cycle for retail, which will drive more memes higher. So this could be a complete cycle of memes. Let's see. Do you support Big Red? Yes. Can Peng hit 1 billion? I have not been following them, so I don't know. I mean, 60, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's very healthy. It's not holding, it just keeps going down. So can I hit 1 billion? I don't know. Thoughts on Pi Network? I don't like it. Strapno got listed on Crypto.com. I don't see being listed on Crypto.com a big thing. Can you look at Alpha on Solana? Great potential. It's called Stella Alpha. 120 million. That's not bad. Leverage strategy protocol with zero cost to borrow. Anything that has borrowing, I don't recommend. But it does seem like it's a DeFi play. Borrowing and lending APYs. Everyone's trying to shill Skid. It's down to 11 million, man. You guys that's trying to shill Skid, it's not looking very good right now. I did mention tips. Let's see. Tips is down a little bit. Just the tip. It's looking better. It's holding. Good liquidity, good number of holders. I think tips, it's hilarious too, but they could be a good one. We'll see. Street Food World Tour, great. AIT Protocol. AIT Protocol is doing really good. They're not even on any sexes yet. I think they're all just dexes right now. Yeah. But once they got a good sexes, it's going to drive them forward. They have the very first subnet on Bittensor, and they're going to help with their AI initiative. So that's pretty exciting. All right, I'm still. Hold on, man. There's too many super chats here. Have you heard of Thought AI project, but it's so weird. It's only on one exchange. No, never heard of it. Sorry. Have we seen the majority pump of ETFs? No. Street Food World Tour again. Thank you. Thoughts on Arkham? I mean, Arkham Intelligence is good. A lot of people use them. But will I ever buy their token? The answer is no. George, I think you're right about Luxo. It turned out to be a complete dud. I mean, they took forever to get their thing done. I mean, who knows? In a bull market, they could still come back. I just don't hear much about them. Their volume is quite low, too, if you're looking at that. I mean, created by Fabian, who's one of the original developers of Ethereum. I really hope people that are still like rooting for VeChain, I really hope. I got to get through their minds somehow. I want to get closer to VeChain because I really want them to focus less on like sustainability and more on, say, memes and infrastructure, DePIN, DeFi, things that drive other L1s up. They don't seem to have any of that. They have the worst infrastructure there is. I'm still hoping that they change. And if they do, they will become a powerhouse. Liquidation check, please. Oh, there's no need for that. A lot of people got liquidated, including myself. My wife holds cock in public. Is that flexing? Well, it depends on how big yours is. What about Sandbags and Mana? Do they have future in this bull run? I'm not so sure. Metaverses. Do you hear anyone talking about metaverses? Even Facebook have given up on metaverses. Like, I think metaverses are a thing of the past. Back in 2021, it got popular because Facebook was throwing so much money at it. But now you don't hear them talk about it. Now it's about augmented reality, right? So I'm not super bullish on either one. Brock is BitRock and ETH sidechain. ETH sidechains are a dime a dozen, like a L2. Why don't you like ICP? Too overhyped, too million shillers, too centralized. So Tezos, ADA, and you sell what? I have no idea what you're saying. So, I'm working on Big Red cocking you. I had a large bag of VeChain since 2020. Well, I hope the best for them, but they need to do something. I think their UFC partnership is great, but they need more than that. What are your thoughts on Chainlink? They're just so important. They're so important to space, so I don't think that's ever going to change. Because of that, I will support them. Pyth network is gaining strength, but man, I don't know why this camera's always there. We go. But they're still so far away from Chainlink. Soul Killer, damn. Yeah, they're no Soul Killer. Do you think KNDX is a dead project? I've never heard of KNDX. Never heard of this project before. If you want something that's close to render, that would be Flux. Flux has been slowly trending upwards. They are doing exactly what Render is doing, but more. Decentralized hosting, decentralized storage, AI computing, anything you could think about, they're in. So that would be a great alternative. Mino Awards, I'm supporting them. So their Move to Earn project and a shopping app, right? So they just need to integrate shopping into their mobile, and then they're going to be a lot better. Success Kit is on BNB now. Anything on BNB does not pump. I have 35K top 50. I could do 5x this bull run. Yes. Yes, for sure. Tyson or Paul? Of course, Tyson. I don't know where you place online bets, but I'm sure you could go to a casino and bet on that fight. Can Jupiter do a 15x? Yeah. Yeah, why not? Why not? George, how many times does cock run through your mind? Not as much as you would think. What about Elon Musk cat tweet, cat memes on Catboy? I'm not a fan of any cat memes. Zero. But I'll check Catboy for you if it's a meme. $18 million? That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, it's been out for a while. It's been out for a long time. Yeah, all I can say, it's not bad. It's good movement. The chart looks good. Market cap isn't too big, but I'm not a cap person, and also this is on ETH. Besides Pepe, I don't know what other memes on ETH has blown up. I have a ton of Stellar. It hasn't done much. I'm not a fan of Stellar. Is Tezos dead? I'm also not a fan of Tezos. I hear nothing about Tezos. Zero. What's your guess on how many X's for WIF? I mean, WIF is already so big. They're like 2 point something. They're sitting at number 50. I think this cycle could be tremendous. Okay, to put things in perspective, Shiba went from 2 billion to 40 billion in a matter of a month. at the end of 2021. So that could happen to whiff. The dip, this dip, what's your best buy that could usually 10x? Hey, you go rewind this video. I went through all of them. Most things I cover could do a 10x. As Trump, it's not. Anything political is not going to catch. Because half the people get pissed off by it. What do you think about the meme bird? And then there's the book of Trump. Yeah. I don't know what that bird is. I'm not going to check it. Cake did 200x. Can Jupiter do the same? Well, that's probably 200x from when it first deployed. Jupiter is already pretty big. I think Jupiter from where it's at could do like at least a 15, 20x, honestly. But they still have a lot of tokens to give out too, so keep that in mind. But can they get to like, 15, 20, 25 billion this cycle? I think it's possible. Is Matic forgotten? A little bit. That's why I'm rooting for Kulo, because if Kulo blows up on Matic, that's going to spur so much activity and volume and more memes on Polygon. So that's why I'm hoping Kulo takes off. Thoughts on new ETF investors getting scared and selling, creating a lot more outflows? That's always a possibility. Tony says, I don't even know how to say that. Aether is pre-sale tomorrow. They have a lot more GPU power than Render and Akash. Looks interesting. I'll give you a tip. I'm a pre-seed investor in that, and I hear really good things. That may be a good one to get into as for a pre-sale or a public sale tomorrow. That could be a good one to get into. Because they're in the AI space too. AI stuff blows up. Try to start my own coin, but liquidity pools are effed up. It's not effed up. You just have to, it's not as easy as you think. You need to provide enough liquidity of your token and the equivalent, like say Sol, for example. Otherwise, it doesn't work, right? So you got to have some bank to be able to start it. All right, guys. A little tired. You know what? Bitcoin dipped a little bit, okay? I think you guys know that. But that just means there's good buying opportunities. Bitcoin is one of them, but there's so many other crypto out there, right? So I went through the list. Hopefully that helps you. Of course, always do your own research. See what you like. Invest in them if you like them enough. All right, guys, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Last few questions. Why BNB coins don't move? It's just not popular. AGI, AI partner with Microsoft. I bet that's one of those light partnerships. It's not a real one. Where can I find a pre-sale of Ether? Go to their website and check out their Twitter. That's what you do. Twitter is where you get all the information, right? And then they put on their website, but go check out their Twitter. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.